Welcome to Creative Tien channel. Today I'm going to crochet a small gingerbread house. You can use it as a hanging on Christmas trees or just for decoration around holiday season. I like to use crochet for little decoration items when it's three-dimensional with a lot of pieces. It's easier to use crochet instead of machine knitting. Because we have many little pieces, it's easier to put together and it's much easier to control all the little details. If you have bigger project and repeat a lot, then machine knitting is easier. Basically, I built up a box. I built from the bottom middle part and then built 4 walls. On the front and back wall, I add 2 triangles and a door, and then I'll just build a roof on top. For the main part, it will be just single crochet. I think this makes a more sturdy and thicker fabric, so it stands better. And later I can put some stuffing in the middle, so make it really three-dimensional. Here's my first piece, and I try to keep it about 3 squares. So this is the bottom of the house, and this is the 2 walls, and I will build another 2 walls here with a triangle shape on the top. So that's the main structure of the house. And first I want to mark the location of the center 1/3. And it's easy to find because I have 5 rows of this pattern for each square. It's actually 10 rows. And I cast on with 9 stitches and I crochet 10 rows. So you will see the 5 of the double row lines. So that's very easy to see. This is 1/3, 1/3, and then 1/3. Now I'm going to pick up the stitch here and then knit it the same way. And on the side, I will try to pick up these 2 walls so I don't have to sew it together later. I'm going from the right to the left. And then just go over the hook. So one side is the end, very short. Just hook it through. And I can start crochet. I'll make a chain stitch first because that's the first stitch. I'll make another chain stitch. That's the height. And I will continue my single crochet. Now that's the end of the center section. And I'll try to pick up the wall on this side. I think I'll go from the outside, go in, pick up, and just go through the previous chain stitch and then turn around, and we'll keep doing the same. And this time I'm not going to make an extra chain stitch because the picking up this side is also 1 chain stitch. 1, 2. Here is the end. I'm going to pick up 1 stitch on this side and just pull through, turn around. Now keep doing the single crochet. Now I'm back to this side. I'm going to pick up the next stitch. And pull through, turn, and we'll continue. So that's the part we just need. We connect this one and the other side. Now we want to build a triangle shape. I will just keep building up and decrease as I go. So turn it around. I will start decrease 1 stitch on each side of the 10 stitch. Instead of making a single crochet, I will just pull it through, so it looks like a decrease because it's very low. And then I will start regular crochet. 1, 2, and the same on the other end. The last stitch, I will just pull it through, and then I can turn over. You can decide how fast you want to decrease. I think it's okay to decrease for every row. So here I'm going to pick up this stitch and just pull it through, and then start knitting the single crochet. For the last one, it's the same. We'll pull it out and just pull it through and turn it around. We'll keep reducing the stitches on both ends. The first stitch, I'll just pull through and then start my single crochet. So that's what it looks like. You can see it has a triangle on the top, and we'll do the same on the other side, starting from picking up stitch and then going up and finish with a triangle. Next, I'm going to do the roof. You can do a separate long piece and sew it back on, or I will just pick up the stitch here and pick up this side and the other side and keep going until we go all the way down. I think I will use white color because white looks like snow, and I think the dark brown will look nice too. It's more like a gingerbread cookie. Knit one first and pull tight just to secure the yarn, and then we'll start a single crochet. After the first row, I'll pick up 1 stitch from this side, just like before. Pick up a stitch, pull through the yarn, and turn and continue knitting. Now when you are at the top of the triangle, you just keep doing the same. You pick up the stitch, pull through, turn around, and continue knitting. We'll do it all the way to finish the whole roof. This is from the side, and then we'll continue to finish this side. Now that's the front side. Here is the roof. When you are at the end, you can just cut a piece of yarn and then sew up the edges. And before you sew it up, you will want to stuff something inside, maybe cotton or just the yarns you don't want anymore. And if you don't want to sew it up, you can also crochet a row of slip stitch. I add some stuffing, and I'm going to crochet 1 row of slip stitch. Next, I'm going to add around the roof line another edge, so you will have a little bit scallop edge. It will look nicer. I will just use some chain stitches. Let me do 4 chain stitches, and then we'll do a slip stitch. So you can see it creates a little curved line. And then next I'm going to knit one more slip stitch and continue 4 chain stitch, slip stitch, and then slip stitch to the next one. And we repeat that all the way around. Now we finish the roof. It looks more like a house now. And I'm going to add a door here and start adding some decorations. I think I will start directly on the house instead of knitting it separately. You just save one step. So here is the location of the first stitch. I can just tie a knot and I will hide the yarn end inside later. Pick up stitch and knit. I have around 5 stitches. I'm turning around and continue knitting. I give one more chain stitch for the height. Turn around. Make one more chain and then continue. Now I want to make the top a little bit curved. We will do it the same technique as before. I will make a 1 slip stitch, just pull through, and then knit 2 single crochet, and last one is also a slip stitch. Just pull through so it's lower, and I'll repeat again. And I'm going to cut the yarn, leave a tail, and sew up a little bit. Here is the front of the house, and I thread the extra yarn to the top for a hanging loop. You can just tie it up and cut off extra. Pull off on the other end and cut off the extra yarn. Now I'm going to make a Christmas wreath with red and green. And basically I just make a chain stitch, a row of chain stitches. I chain enough and then just make it into a circle. When we close it like that, it will be like a Christmas wreath here. I'm going to pull this beginning 2 yarns through. And I will cut up the yarn end. And I will tie some knots. It's like tying shoelaces. I secure it first. And then I just make a 2 loop and tie it and adjust it, make it a bit smaller so it looks proportionally better. I will attach here and cut off extra yarn. So that's the first accessory, and you can add anything you want on the top. I want to use the same technique but with red and white to make it like a candy color. I can make it into a curled one, or I can make it look like a candy cane. So I will make several of that and attach to the house. I try different ways of adding little details and adding colors. And this is what it looks like. And here is the final one. I add some colors on every side. I hope you enjoy this project and you can make your own version, maybe smaller or bigger. Thank you so much for watching today. See you next time.